shared with you that list of $700 million in line item vetoes?
They have not shared that list with me, no.
But you're concerned?
But I did know, just for the record, I did know when we approved the budget, a budget which was negotiated by myself, Senator Prada, Minority Leader Ackerman, and Republican Assembly Leader Valance, and the governor. Five of us. This was a budget negotiated by the 5 leaders. This was a 5-way budget. The fact that Ackerman backpedaled and decided that's not where he was going, that's a different story. But to answer your question, what was your question?
The
$700 million. I know what my point was. I knew at the time that the governor had agreed to appease Ackerman and Valance that we would get under the $500 million threshold on the operating deficit, $200 million worth of blue pencil action. We knew what that was, or better yet, or best put, we knew what it wasn't, and it wasn't any of the things that we cared about. Now that it's at, I guess 0 is what they were saying, and I don't know whether that deal is still on the table or if the governor's taken that off the table. But that I don't know, and I haven't been told, although I know that Craig Cornett, who is my budget director, in conversations with staff in the governor's office, he's been assured by staff in the governor's office that it's not a hit to any of our priorities, which would be hard for me to conceive of cuts being made to the tune of $500 million that wouldn't impact some of the same commitments that were made to us. But maybe there is a way, for this to happen. And I'm sure that if the governor says he can do it without hurting our programs, that maybe he can. So I haven't seen that list. I don't know what it looks like.
Should the governor be leaning harder on somebody doing something more to get this last?
Well, I mean, again, you're talking about a group of renegades who are totally out of touch with the voters of California. And, it's pretty clear they don't have a whole lot of respect for our government. If you're not going to respect the guy, at least respect the office. And it's pretty clear there's not a whole lot of respect for the office. People who believe in the democratic principles of governance, an office like that you always respect. But there seems to be very little respect for it. And it's very disturbing to me that that's the case. Has the governor done enough? I don't know. I mean, I think the governor's worked pretty hard to try to get Republican votes. They're not listening. They're not listening, certainly not listening to themselves. And when they do, I guess their rally cry is, keep fighting, keep drawing the line in the sand. And they don't have a leader that can get them out of it. If they don't have a Republican leader that can get them out of it, you can't expect Senator Prada to deliver a vote, and you can't expect any members of the legislature to give a vote. I mean, you can't expect the governor to do it either, given that, ideologically there's such a huge contrast now between the governor and the Republicans in the Senate. And I don't know what happened there in the Senate. It looks as if though what's prevailed, to be honest with you, is the McClintock ideology. And that's the only thing I can think of. The last time I checked, he ran for governor in that special election and, was trounced, was trounced by Governor Schwarzenegger. Then he decided to run for lieutenant governor and, lost that big time as well. I mean, so, I get it. He's a good guy. I mean, firm to his commitment to his very ultra-conservative views. But, this hyper extremism that we're seeing on the part of the Senate Republicans, I don't think it exists. I mean, I don't think since Newt Gingrich have we seen this type of attitude. So I don't know how governor or anyone else can corral the Senate Republicans to, be logical.
Mr. Speaker, you're suggesting that if the Senate Republicans don't go along, that they're basically going to cost the Assembly Republicans everything they fought for in this budget. They're going to have to back up.
No. Let me be very. I never said that. The things that the Republicans in the Assembly fought for, which were cuts to try and bring our 2007-2008 budget in balance and to have a healthy reserve and to have an operating deficit lower than $1 billion, they won that. The Assembly Republicans fought for the budget that we have, and it's a good budget. The problem is that the Senate Republicans now want to take that to the extreme, and it's just totally unrealistic. So Assembly Republicans fought for things in the budget, they got them.
Right, I understand.